Cooper Webb. Dude, what a race, bro. Okay, so we talked about it a little bit in the press conference. You knew you had to win tonight. You knew the points were important. Coming in, were you just thinking about win, win, win? Were you just thinking about beat and chase? What was the goal here?
I mean, you got to beat Chase, right? That's where it was. But I think tonight was, I just knew I needed to win, right? It was getting a little closer than it needed to be, in my opinion. But with that being said, you still have the points lead and you still dictate the championship. But tonight was large in the sense of mathematically it gives you a little bit more buffer.
Yep.
But I felt good all day. I think just to execute that main was great. Like Chase, I felt like he's been on it these last few weeks and riding really, really well. So for me, it was important to get a whole shot, which I did, and control the race. But with that being said, we were pushing. Yeah, for sure.
You know, when I was racing and I was in a battle, obviously I wasn't in the points battle that you're in right now, but I always thought a lot about like, okay, I have to execute this particular section really well. Like I know I have a tough section, or like even say it was a guy that I was fighting for 15th. I knew I had to break him at a certain point. At what point were you thinking about, I need to break Chase right now? Or were you thinking, I mean, dude, you're laughing, but that's realistically what we're doing, right?
I'm laughing because it's like, from lap 1, I was trying to break him. But then it's lap 27 and I haven't broken him.
Trying to break away from me. I wasn't worried about Chase.
I was worried about the 32 machine. We saw he munched in the heat. So. But no, like you said, you're trying to break the guy like the whole race, but you just, I don't want to say you can't, but like it's a mental, like you said, battle. It's like, man, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hammer this lap and do 3 good ones, and I do, and he's right there. And then you got to keep going, and it's like you're trying to physically push your body to the limit. Mentally, you're trying to gain time on a track that's deteriorating and the lines are effed, and just like it's honestly very tough at this level. With that being said, I knew being out front was an advantage tonight in the sense of I felt like the track was hard to pass on. And like you said, I knew where he was good section-wise and I knew where I was good. So just trying to be better at the places that I struggled and execute where I was good.
Okay, last question. We're going to let you go. I know you're exhausted. You talked about where you were good. Where was that particular section where you were like, okay, I have to hit this line just perfect, carry that little extra momentum, have that little extra rhythm to get away from them to make sure that Chase can't catch me? Where was that at on the track?
I felt like for me it was like that split, and then that next rhythm played a big part of like, you know, hitting the split. It changed throughout the day. Like left was decent for some guys, right was decent, and then I think just those 2 rhythms, like that on-off, triple, double to that off camber for me was a spot where I feel like you can make or break a lot of time. And some laps I did it great, some laps I didn't. And then we have so much video and dartfish these days that like you can see, I saw all day Chase was really good from triple to finish line, that 180 to 180. So for me, just not getting totally killed there. And I still think in the main, if I watch it back, I could feel him catch me there still, but yeah, it's like I said, it's like chess right now. It's
very much so. Well, congratulations on a big win. I look forward, I think all the fans look forward to seeing Denver and Salt Lake City. We'll see you next week. Good luck. Max, wow, dude, what a night for you. From the heat race to the main event, it was just absolutely amazing. But I don't know, I couldn't help but to think when everything was going right for you, I felt like it was like a culmination of like, I bet Max has been fast at the track. He's been waiting for this to happen. And I'm thinking backwards, you know? For you, what was that moment like, dealing with your foot, dealing with the handbrake? What was the biggest hurdle you had to get over, and what were you thinking about when you crossed the finish line on the podium? Were you in the moment now, or were you like, damn, it's been a long trip to get here?
Honestly, it was more of a like, oh my God, finally, you know, kind of deal. It wasn't like I feel like, you know, with my ability, and I'm a very technical guy and I've got a lot of bike skill. It's like I feel like
without a doubt,
I should have been there a lot sooner, you know. But with
I don't say yes to that. I mean, it takes time, right?
It does. Yeah, everyone grows different, and yeah, with the injury and everything, there's a lot of days where, like I said, I didn't even know if I'd ride again, race again. I was like, there's no way I could do it with my injury, but it slowly started getting better. And then, yeah, then once the handbrake deal kind of came in, it was like, okay, might be something, you know, so I'm gonna go with it because it's all I've got. So yeah, and I've taken it to this point now, and the next step is to get on top of the box and check off that checkbook. So yeah, Dad's still got a few wins on me, so I gotta catch up.
Yeah, you do. When you look back on it, I know we're going in reverse a little bit, but what was like that moment where you thought at the practice track or even at your home track when you were like, dude, this handbrake thing could work and I'm gonna come back? Was it a lap time at club? What was it? Well,
I actually started riding in California first just to try and figure it out, and we didn't even tell club that I was riding with a handbrake. They thought I was pretty much fine, dude. But I was going off a whim and just doing and taking the opportunity that I had, and it was literally the last day before I had to fly back to go to the boot camp at club that I was riding, and it was literally so close to me, like calling them up, guys, I can't do it, like I can't feel with my foot, you know. But it was the last day. We found something on the bike with it, and it ended up working. And I was out at Kia Creek actually, and I was like, you know what, this could actually be something. Like I could actually maybe make this happen. And then and then it just went from there. We just kept going, and honestly, I was hard to get back into riding again, even at club. You know, I was thrown out on the outdoor tracks. They're rough there, and my hands were getting beat up, and it was a long road. But once I found that day at Kahia, it was like, yeah, this is it. You know, this could be it.
Awesome. Wow. From the very start of the day, you were fast. Was it the track? Was it a feeling? What was going on from the very start?
Well, last weekend, I was riding at a very great level, and like I felt like I was there at the highest level. I just didn't put it together with my starts, and that's really been hindering me all year is my starts. And we did a little bit of change in the week and got my starts better. I'm on some smaller blocks now, and I just felt like it was more consistent. And honestly, just waking up this morning, I just kind of woke up mad about how last weekend ended, and
Let's go.
Yeah, I really just like, you know, I'm not gonna, because last weekend to me, I started dead last, which was horrible, and I did get back to 6th, but it wasn't what I wanted compared to where I was riding. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let that happen again. So I just woke up mad this morning and just kind of took that anger and used it as energy on the track all day. And once the ball started rolling, it just started rolling, you know?
Yep. Salt Lake City predictions. Where are you gonna be at? What's the goal?
Yeah, well, the goal is to build off of what I just did, East-West shootout, but also a lot of pressure for the championship guys. So I mean, we've seen so many times in championship races how many crashes and things that happen, and it's just pure chaos, especially in the 250 class with how many factory guys are out there. But yeah, if I get starts like I did this weekend, I don't see why I couldn't, you know, maybe back it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, last question for you. How are you feeling going into outdoors? Have you done any outdoor testing yet? What's your plans? What's your thoughts?
Did a little bit of outdoor testing and riding. Did the first day this last week, and now that we have a weekend off, I'll probably pretty much be outdoor all week now. And yeah, the bike's great on outdoors, to be honest. And honestly, the handbrake is almost better on outdoors than Supercross with how rough and ruddy it is. I can really leave my feet on the pegs a lot more than I used to. So my riding's even more technical, I feel like, on outdoors now, but sometimes outdoors is a little bit ascending too. So I haven't got to that high intensity where you're just kind of hammering everything yet. So that's the next step. We got a few things I want to try with the bike, a little bit of maybe steering dampener and just some other stuff with the suspension to get it more dialed in for myself. But yeah, I look forward to outdoors. I've always been more of an outdoor guy in my career, so I do great at polo. I like polo. I'm one of the weird guys that likes that track. So actually, my first race there, I was leading until my bike blew up. So yeah, a few guys have been out of Supercross have been doing some good outdoor training, Levi and Masterpool and some of the other guys in riders. So I'm sure those guys are going to be pretty prepared. But you know, I look forward to outdoors and get ready to you know, maybe contend for some wins.
Why not? Well, congratulations on a huge podium, and hope to see the momentum still going.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Max.